In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys 10 secrets in the brand new Beanstalk expansion update. Let's get straight into this video. So the Beanstalk expansion update might be one of the biggest updates Grow a Garden has ever gotten. Not only do we have this quest right here, but along with this, we also got all of this right over here. And there is a lot of secrets, and I mean a lot of secrets in this update. So let's go ahead and start off with the first one we have, which actually has to do with the brand new Mandrake pet. Not the plant, but the pet itself. Now, for those who don't know what the Mandrake actually does, every single time you guys are harvesting a Mandrake crop, not the pet. Once again, there is a Mandrake crop and a Mandrake pet. So if you harvest the Mandrake crop while you have the Mandrake pet active in your garden, you have a 3% chance for the rot mutation to be applied to any plant in your entire garden. So if you guys go ahead and plant a bunch of Mandrake crops, and then we go ahead and collect each one of them, check this out, there is a 3% chance we get the mutation. Never mind, I'm just unlucky. But you get the point, you get what I'm trying to say. Basically, if you go ahead and use this pet, you have a 3% chance to get the rot mutation. Now, the rot mutation isn't anything special. It is only a 8 times multiplier. So you might be like, what's the secret here? Like, we all know what the Mandrake does. But did you know, if you go ahead and combine the rot mutation with something like the bloom mutation, which you can easily get through sprays, you actually get a new secret mutation called the Gloom mutation. As you guys can see, to get this, you have to combine the rot and the bloom mutation, and you are gonna get, once again, the Gloom mutation, which gives you guys a times 30 multiplier. Way better than the other 2 mutations in the game. So yeah, if you have the Mandrake, and if you have something like, let's say, the Spriggan, which most of you probably already have, this guy actually gives you guys the bloom mutation. So if you guys have these 2 pets, you can actually just get yourself the Gloom mutation, which is, once again, far better than the rot or the bloom mutation. Now, the next pet we are going to go ahead and talk about is going to be the Gnome. Once again, this is another new pet that we got inside of this update. It's going to cost you guys 150 million, which, let's be honest, most of you probably already have that. You also have to get the Giants to level 6, which is quite difficult in my opinion. Well, if you're not lazy like me, but yeah, you can do this in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes probably if you want to. But what the Gnome does is it has a chance to mutate a random fruit with the Gnome mutation. So yeah, now you might be saying, yeah, I know it gives the Gnome mutation, but did you know you can actually increase this chance by simply placing down these simple cosmetics inside of your garden? Yeah, that's right. The more gnomes you have in your garden, the higher the chance for this mutation to actually apply. So go into your inventory right now, see if you have any gnomes in your inventory, place them down because it is going to increase your chance to actually get this mutation. Just a helpful little tip for you guys, anyone who is trying to get a bunch of mutations on their cool plants or something. Moving on, the third pet with a secret ability is going to be none other than the Griffin itself. The Griffin, as most of you probably already know, is a 1% chance from the new Skyroot chest. So you guys might already probably know this guy's ability. Every 15.5 minutes, flaunts its wings and releases a cyclone. Pets struck have a cooldown advance of 67 seconds, and fruit struck have a 10% chance to get the cyclonic mutation, which is a 50x money multiplier. Yeah, this is very, very good. The mutation you get from this is also extremely good, but you can make it better. Twice as better. Yes, you can make your cyclonic mutation twice as good by simply doing this. So once again, just like the rot mutation, if you guys get yourself the cyclonic mutation, which as we talked about before is a 50x money multiplier right over here. But if you go ahead and mix this up with the Tempeus mutation, which you can get by combining Windstruck and Twisted, or you can also just get it from the Pterodactyl pet, whichever one you prefer, you now get a brand new mutation called the Maelstrom mutation, which is a 100x money multiplier. So yeah, this is very, very good to get the value of your plants up. And as you guys can see, combine Cyclone and Tempeus to get this mutation. So yes, you have to go ahead and combine those two, which once again, to get type Tempest, it's a whole different story. So this one is quite difficult to get, but if you guys are one of those people who want the best mutations on your plants, this is it. This is the chance for you to do so. But now that we have covered every single one of these pets, let's go ahead and move on to some more secrets we have in the game. Now you guys are probably familiar with the regular Beanstalk, which is this. It's green in color, I know, just like every other Beanstalk in the entire world. But did you know there is actually a golden version of this Beanstalk? Yeah, that's right, there is actually a golden version of this Beanstalk right over here. And this is what it looks like. A bunch of people got it to spawn. It has these little mushrooms you can use to do the parkour. It's basically like the regular Beanstalk, but it's golden, and it's also slightly more difficult because it's missing some parts, it seems like. Don't know what's going on there. So now you might be wondering, how do you actually get this golden Beanstalk to spawn in? Do you get more rewards? No, I think it's just purely cosmetics. I think it just looks cool. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I've seen the golden Beanstalk myself, and it wasn't anything special, to be completely real. Moving on, did you know there is actually a free item you can get at the top of the Beanstalk? So once you guys get to the top right here, head over to this desk right over here. And on this desk, you are gonna get something called a Beanstalk fence. So you have to go ahead and complete growing the Beanstalk 6 times to actually unlock this thing. So make sure you guys complete growing the Beanstalk 6 times, and once you do that, simply come here, press E, and you will be able to claim the Beanstalk fence. And once you guys have the Beanstalk fence, simply head over to your garden, go over to your sign right over here, press E, and as you guys can see, we have the bean fence. This is an exclusive item you can only get during this event, and after this event is done, you will no longer be able to get this. So for anyone who did not know, you can actually get this fence for completely free. There you go, you're welcome. Moving on, the next thing I want to talk about is very, very sad, and I actually missed this completely. So you guys know the garden guide, right? You guys know the garden guide, you guys know the achievements, you guys know the core pet achievements. And in the core pets achievements, you know this achievements called the Catch Them All achievement. Here you basically have to obtain each and every one of these pets displayed right here. And once you guys get each and every one of these pets, currently you get the following rewards: 10 pet pouches and a mutation machine, which is pretty cool. But did you know in the past, right before a major patch, this quest actually gave you guys 2 level up lollipops. Yes, 2 level up lollipops from this one quest. And the thing is, you can just keep on giving these pets over and over to your alt account. Just keep on farming this every like 2 minutes. It was really easy to do. Once again, I'm not gonna talk about how to do this method because we're not allowed to talk about it, okay? If I'm a growing on creative, we're not allowed to talk about these glitches and bugs. But basically, it was really, really bad. Unfortunately, it has been patched now, but you can still do the bug. You just won't get any more level up lollipops, unfortunately. Moving on, a little bit of a easier little secret that most of you probably already know. So if you go over to the giant right here, head over to friendship. As you guys know, you can buy something called a can of beans. And the description for this it's not really there. So a lot of people have been wondering what the can of beans actually does. Because if you try and hold it out, absolutely nothing. If you try and feed it to a pet, absolutely nothing. So what does this thing actually do? Well, if you go ahead and hold it out and then press your spacebar, check this out, you are gonna go flying up into the air. So if you're someone who grinds out the Beanstalk event a bunch, this thing is extremely useful for you guys to just keep on jumping up just like this. And yeah, it just makes climbing up the Beanstalk super, super easy. And it's also like extremely fun, so use it whenever you need it. Next up, let's talk about the Pet Shard Giant Bean. A lot of people have been comparing this to the Mega Enchantment inside of the Pet Enchantment section. As you guys can see, if you have the Mega Mutation on your pet, you are gonna get a whopping 40 or 10 to 40 XP per second. Let's just go with 10. Whereas if you have the Green Bean Mutation, you are only gonna get 0.12 times XP per second. So yeah, this thing is basically 10 times worse than the Mega Mutation, which means the Mega Mutation is far, far better. So for anyone who is saying the Giant Mutation and the Mega Mutation are basically the same, this is untrue. It is not true. The Mega Mutation is still way, way better. But if you just want your pets to look big, then the Giant Mutation honestly is not bad at all. With that being said, guys, that is every single secret I have for you guys inside of this update. If you found this video fun or helpful, drop a like, subscribe. We're trying to get to 400k. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.